Hi, this is Karen from Fiddlesticks. This week's project is a little Easter basket. So it's just, it's made with bunny fabric. It's fully lined and it has little bunny ears. And it's just a nice size to put a small Easter egg and maybe some of these little Easter eggs. And you can get these wee chicks in Poundland. So very straightforward, very simple. And you could make loads of them if you want to. So we've got a little pattern here. It has a template, but it's basically just 8 inches by 4.5 inches with 2 inch corners cut out. So you can go ahead and get this done yourself. So basically you cut two from the outer, two from the lining, two from wadding, and if you want to put interfacing on and make it a bit stiffer, then absolutely you're welcome to. So I would just glue a wee tiny bit of wadding onto the back. So just glue, 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 and stick your wadding in place. Do that with both of them. Take that to your machine and just a couple of rows of quilting. That will stitch all that together. That would be lovely. And for the ears, then take those to your ironing board, and you're going to do these in pairs. So you've got 4 ears and 4 interfacing. So just put the interfacing on the center of your ears. I should really have said actually when I was talking about the wadding, I tend to trim everything in. So if you have a look at the wadding, I've trimmed it 1/4 of an inch in. So just trim it back out of your seams. And the same with the interfacing. So the interfacing just sits in the middle of the ear. So you iron the interfacing on and then put a set of ears right sides together, and you'll just sew up and around with a 1/4 inch seam. Okay, so when you've sewed here, and then on the outer you sew all the way across here, and on the lining you sew to here and to here. You leave a gap, and this is going to be your gap for turning. So once you've done that, then you need to sew up your corners. So the joy of cutting these out is you have very accurate corners, and they're exactly the same. You can always fold it in and sew it, but this just this is a little more accurate. So you just so your fabric is sewn and it's laid like that. Just open this up and put your seams together and just finger press your seams open, and you can see now why it makes it much simpler if you've trimmed away the excess wadding, because oops. So this is Will. Will's obviously wishing to help today. So let's put Will down. Sorry about that. So you're going to finger press the seams open, and you will just sew your 1/4 inch seam there and there, and you can see that this is what creates the box. So I've blue petered this a wee bit to the next stage. So this is our lining with our gap in the bottom and all sewn up, and this is our outer, and obviously no gap in the bottom. So just turn this right side out. I like the outer to be right side out, and it doesn't really matter which way you do it, but I think it gets less creased in the long run. So turn your outer right side out, and you're going to put it inside your lining, and you're going to line up the seams and just settle that completely inside and line up these seams. And this is where your binding clips come in handy. So, and I'm just taking a wee look at the bunnies because I've got 2 quite nice bunnies on that side, so I think I'd like that to be the front. So I'm just going to match up the seams and put a clip in there, or match up the edges, put a clip in there. I'm just going to open the seams, match them up on the sides, and put a clip in either one. All right, and then I've done the bunny ears. Okay, so we're just going to fold the bunny ears in, and this is really just to give them shape. If you don't give them shape, they won't stand up properly. So this just gives them a little bit more shape. All right, and this is the back. So we're just going to slide these in, match it up with the edge. And these come up through. The inside of the ear faces to the front. And just make sure that those are equidistant. And you could put wee marks in to line these up. And maybe mooch mine across a wee bit, but you can also judge this by eye. And then we're going to take this to the sewing machine. I'm going to put this in. So if you have a free arm machine, take your free arm off, and because you're going to sew all the way around here. All right, so you're going to sew this all the way around here. You're going to move it around your machine. So if you've got the free arm, you can take it off. It makes this much easier to sew. So once that's sewn, pull it all through the gap and then push the lining down inside, and then you have a little gap still in the lining. So just you can either hand stitch that very neatly closed, or you can just bring that up and take that to your sewing machine, just stitch along that little bit, pop it all back down, and then I would top stitch. So just about 1/8 of an inch, between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch around the edge of the bowl. I would just take that through the machine again and just top stitch that in place. Gives you a really nice fine edge. And then just put your eggs and your chicks. Yep. And always make sure you have a Cadbury's button Easter egg. All right, enjoy. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.